Okay, so before we even start, I would like to say that the following details and statements in this video are based on my own perspective of view. While some information are based on the internet, so if I say something wrong and mistaken, feel free to comment down below. Also, be sure to watch until the end of the video because I got a surprise for you guys. What's up going on there, lads and ladies? MrOGP here, and today we're gonna be talking about the ascension of World War FPS shooters. Let's have some brief history here. Both World War I and II are major wars that shocked the whole world. It all started in a small conflict between Austria-Hungary and Serbia that led into a much bigger and bigger warfare. World War I lasted from July 1914 to November 1918. That's my birthday month. It was commonly known as World War II, the Great War, and the war to end all wars, but they are wrong. Fast forward to September 1939. In Germany, a man named Adolf Hitler promised to make Germany a powerful country again, and devised a plan to invade other countries. This initiated a new war to start, and yes, World War II started. For the sake of the video, the Second World War ends in 1945. I'm sure you know that already. So we already have the game Battlefield 1, which was set on a World War I setting, which is a great game for me indeed. But do you even think why gamers wanted a World War I game and still wishing for a World War II game? Despite the fact that there are some old great World War games out there, specifically like Call of Duty and Medal of Honor. To be precise, Medal of Honor I would also thought was one great World War game. And because of this, gamers should be bored with it, right? Because it's too damn old and the things are too outdated and blah blah blah. So today, we're gonna look deeper on the factors and reasons how and why behind this FPS genre. One is history. When we say World War, think about it, we quickly have an illustrated concept in our mind that based on the stories, movies, and pictures that we read and watch. These factors allows us to instantly illustrate an environment to our mind on what it looks like. Also, the story were taught to us in history classes, causing us to be relevant to the whole story and events. Even the kids probably heard of it already because of their grandparents' stories. Second reason is a single player. Many players wanted to play a diverse World War game that can maintain the balance and fairness of both sides while giving players both equal opportunity to play on both perspectives in order to understand the cause of what these countries are fighting for. In short, no bias. A good example of this is the game Battlefield 1, which is on your screen right now. Battlefield succeeded by avoiding on being attached to one specific side. Instead, they chose to create a single-player experience by giving you different war stories from different countries. So absolutely no bias attached. No, actually there is, but it's totally all not bias. It is a partial bias due to some explainable things. As Winston Churchill said, history is written by the victors. So Allies won, and Allies is with America, and Battlefield creator EA is an American company. Also, the Allies is the real heroes, right? As Winston Churchill said, history is written by the victors. So Allies won the war, and Allies was with America, and the EA company is based on America. Also, the Allies is the real heroes, right? While not disregarding the fact that a lot of soldiers died because they defended their homeland, but still the motive of each country still those matters. We maybe don't know something that is in favor of access about World War, but that's it. If you win, you make the history, and if you lose, you will be the main villain in the story. Third reason is the weapons. World War I was probably the first major war that tested almost all types of guns, weapons, and anything that can be used in a warfare. But keep in mind that the reason I said first major war that tested is because I am referring to the major and wider extent war that covers the whole world. It is only years after the Industrial Revolution, so we are probably bored with the current modern stylish gun, lasers, and almost any types of gun. Also, the guns today are all newly automatic rifle. Unlike before, our soldiers are using bolt-action rifle and semi-automatic, which requires you to do a repetitive mechanics before you can fire it again. There is a chill, right? Imagine shooting a guy with a semi-automatic but you missed him, then he started going to you. No more time for reload? Good game. No, in this scenario, you can use a bayonet or a sword. Yes, back then to the days where modern guns are being introduced, the main weapon is a sword or a bayonet until it became a side weapon on World War I and slowly disappearing until now because of the lack of assistance it can give today against ranged guns. Yes, it's a great challenge for us to step back and enjoy the guns and weapons used in that era. However, I mean to enjoy the guns, not the war itself or the ones who die. So haters, back off. At number 4, we have the vehicles. Well, sometimes this can be a game changer of any multiplayer game. Infantry in a World War era video game is not enough to make a good World War game, at least for me. We need vehicles, or I need vehicles. Ranging from artillery trucks to light tanks to heavy tanks, motorcycle from the first aircraft used in aerial warfare to the planes used in dropping bombs, there are so many vehicles to try out and experience. Sure, we got incredible suits and other futuristic vehicles in today's games, but the World War vehicles has limited capabilities that makes it more challenging than usual. And this can be a break from the current jets, chopper, exoskeletons, and mech robots from the game in this current era. And yes, we can experience the World War dogfights, just like this. Okay, so going to the last and the most important thing, and well, probably the fifth factor is the multiplayer. Having a multiplayer can give us a more active and vibrant environment. Well, explosions there and here, flying missiles there and here, a canyon versus tank scenarios, lightnings, the mud and blood, and the horrors of trenches of warfare. So many things you can imagine. A dogfight in the aerial scene is also a great experience. Multiplayer is basically the cornerstone of an FPS game that can make a World War game great. Sure, we got a lot of multiplayers out there, from fast-paced Call of Duty style, strategic battlefield-wide maps, close quarter combat strategy like Tom Clancy Rainbow Six, or even armature complexity style. It's time to take a break and play the old style of war. World War games can be bad and look dull if its features and options are limited into something. But if the game will adapt the multiplayer into a World War I or II settings, it can make a very significant difference. Everything that was said can be applied to multiplayer and can make a different type of stunning gameplay. Okay, so that is all the factors and reason I can say about this rapid ascension of World War FPS shooters. But all of this has a story and lessons, stick with it, and games that were created has no intentions to make fun of the war's casualties and losses. Instead, it creates an experience to at least feel what the World War looks like while demonstrating the lessons that must be learned to avoid any of this anymore. Also, because of this World War FPS shooter trend, there are so many upcoming World War FPS games to check out. To name some of them, I can remember Battalion, Call of Duty World War II, that is in the video before, and I remember what is the name of the other game that is kind of horror. I think it was set in trenches of warfare. Also, I would like to see the Wolfenstein new game that was showed on E3. Damn man, that was good. Also, I will be giving away a free copy of Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th once I hit the 500 subs mark. So be sure to click that subscribe button below, and I will post any details, instruction about this later on. That's all of it, guys. However, if I miss any key points or mistaken again, feel free to comment down below. And if you find this video fun and informative, be sure to smash that like button below and click subscribe. Thanks for watching, lads. Goodbye.